found out proper preparation and precision equals perfect timing. Yeah, the weed is lit. Perfect timing means you ain't too late. Me and lazy niggas, boy, we can't relate. I'm on a different mission, trying to make a way. Can't get distracted in this time when demand has changed. I put my fist up and demand change. Sometimes you gotta put my fist up and demand change. Back to another episode of Late Night at the Pharmacy. I am the pharmacist, Mr. Got What You Need, and boy, do I have a hell of a show in store for all of you down there in pharmacy land, man. Check this out. I've got the fighting siren. That's right. Sholonce Royale is in the building, coming all the way from that GA state, Atlanta, Georgia. And also, I've got 1/3 of the Holy Trinity coming all the way from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Ahmad Latif is in the building. I promise you, if you adjust that dial, you'll be doing something that's detrimental not only to your health, but to my health too. So don't you go not a damn bit of nowhere, because Late Night at the Pharmacy is next.
I am the pharmacist, Mr. Got What You Need. And I'm from Illinois, that's right, St. Louis, Missouri to be exact, but I was born in Litchfield, Illinois. This is the television show you want to be on, so that way you can elevate yourself or you can de-elevate yourself. This is the make or break line, the pharmacy. Late Night at the Pharmacy is the make or break line for a lot of people's careers. Because hey, you are the ones that are responsible for the way you answer the questions. So we discover people here too. Not just interviews, we give you live, hard-hitting news. We're gonna give you facts of the day. So if you, just in case if you missed it, you can come to Late Night at the Pharmacy to get your fix. Not necessarily a drug fix, but a mental fix. Fix on the news, fix on all emotions, fix on how you should feel about yourself, how you should feel about your day, but we're not trying to persuade you to how you feel about your day. We just want to make you feel better about your day. And here at Late Night at the Pharmacy, you'll be able to get everything you need and more. So don't miss your opportunity. An opportunity to be the best, Late Night at the Pharmacy.
What is going on, everybody? I am the pharmacist, Mr. Got What You Need, and I told you I was going to bring those sponsors. It's the crazy maniacs I've been talking about. C3W, we have the CEO, Rich Dollars, Richard, and we have the man, the president, the owner himself, Casey Casino Hayes. Guys, we want to say thank you guys all for sponsoring us here. And hey, Late Night at the Pharmacy, don't you forget to miss us every weekend, Friday at 7 p.m. Roku Live, YouTube Live, and streaming in 12 countries from here to Africa. International, baby. We've gone international. We just want to say thank you for all you guys have done, your contributions. These are our sponsors. C3 freaking W.
Late Night with the Pharmacist, baby.
What's good, world? A lot of people have been asking about vibes, what you've been on, where you been at, where the music at. Nah, I feel that. Trust me, as always, I am highly appreciative of everybody's thoughts and concerns, you know? I definitely appreciate it, definitely. Yo, but it's hard, man. A lot of people don't really understand, you know, the years it takes to build from the ground up. These past years, just been building the empire slowly. Just working, really working to make sure everything is on point. You know, being a father, you know, I mean a lot. I mean, you gotta be precise. We're attacking the game, and we gotta come correct, you know. But I can definitely say I'm there, or it's never a me thing. I can definitely say we there, you know, definitely. Definitely, you know, as a family, we there. So we got a lot of things that are coming. Set the trending vibes EP drop. Anti-drip in the long run. The fashion. I mean, the label. I mean, there's so much we're doing. You know, I can't even put it all on the table right now. just know that we got a lot in the works. You know, big shouts out to all the artists out there right now that's doing their thing, man. Y'all doing a great fucking job, man. You know, you got motivated me, hell, keep going, cause, you know, God familiar, not only myself, but as an entity, we've been through a lot. So definitely, stay tuned, man. We got a lot coming. We got a lot coming. But
Welcome back. Now you know what time it is, man. It's time for that hard-hitting news. And speaking of which, man, the news has been so crazy this week, I just got to dive right into it, man. If you don't know, now you do know. Tennessee, that's right, the state of Tennessee is now enacted a law just yesterday that if you hit someone in a hit-and-run situation, DUI or not, if you kill someone's parents, you are now responsible to take care of the child. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. If you ask me, maybe something like this should have been put in a long time ago. But it's interesting to see how this will play out. Do you honestly think that it might reduce the amount of people that are drinking and driving on the roads in Tennessee? If you don't know, Tennessee is one of the highest rates of DUIs and alcohol abuse behind the wheel. So this, hopefully, Tennessee can start a trend like California normally does, but in this case, Tennessee wants to start the trend that allows people to, that mandates people to have to take care of people that they have, quote unquote, killed in this world. So, crazy little situation about that, man. So if you guys live in Tennessee, I'd say, man, let's not drink and drive. Let's put a seatbelt on. Don't be breathing no numbers. And if you got to drink, man, call that Uber, man. It's what it's there for. If you're like me, I go a little cheap. I'm going to call that Lyft, boy. I'm going to call that Lyft because I need to save my money. We ain't all got it like y'all got it out here. But moving right along, man, speaking of Tennessee, we're going to jump right over to Jersey. Last week I told you guys that New Jersey has now made marijuana 100% legal. You can't even get charged for it, completely decriminalized. You can have up to 2 ounces on you. I delivered this to you guys last week, right? Well, I got part 2 of the story. What's part 2? I'm glad you asked the pharmacist what part 2 is. Part 2 is now the police officers. That's right. The police officers can now go to the dispensaries and go purchase weed too on their off time. Which leads me to ask the question, do I want my officers high? Hell no. I want them vigilant. I want them very vigilant. But how things have been going lately, maybe they need to go smoke something and chill out a little bit because there's been too much police brutality out here, and maybe that'll calm a little bit of that down. So hopefully we're going to keep an eye on Jersey, see how things play out over there. And man, if you're an officer, I say go cheap it away. 420 was just a couple days ago. And shoot, if you was like me, like the pharmacist, Mr. Got What You Need, we handled our business because, you know, we late night at the pharmacy, baby, and what's a pharmacy without the pharmaceuticals? Speaking of which, speaking of pharmaceuticals, moving right along to that National Cannabis Festival. That's right, tomorrow, April 23rd is the National Cannabis Festival, and your boy, the pharmacist, Mr. Got What You Need, will be right there with C3W live on commentary. That's right, you'll be able to go catch not only me, but the headlining act himself, Wiz Khalifa, which will be in the building, and he will be able to perform for not only me, but for everybody else around. They've already sold about a good 50,000 tickets, so if you want to get your ticket, you can still go in advance, pull up to the National Cannabis Festival, and get your ticket right there. Hey, do what you got to do because it's Wiz Khalifa coming to D.C. And everybody knows that weed tastes a little bit better when it's legal, baby. Holla at your boy. But after that, you got to wonder, what else could have happened this week? I saw some of the most disturbing things, some of the most awkward things, but the goddamn topic of the week that caught my attention was that nut that started messing with Mike Tyson on the plane. First things first, who in their right mind is going to fight Mike Tyson, let alone agitate that brother? We're not going to forget that this man was the heavyweight champion of the world. Like, I was going to say something else, but I had to catch myself a little bit. God damn, he was the heavyweight champion of the world, y'all. You going to pick a fight with this man, the craziest man alive? You remember he was with Robin Givens? And Brad Pitt pulled up, and Brad Pitt thought he was about to go holler at Robin Givens, and he saw Iron Mike Tyson. My man's name was Iron Mike. He hopped in his car and took off. So this joker right here, so I'll paint the story, right? Say I'm on the plane, and I'm Mike Tyson, I'm just sitting there, enjoying my time. And it looked like Mike was flying coach. It looked like he was trying to save some money. I ain't mad at it. Probably even business class. But either way, if you're flying a plane, celebrity or not, you should have and be afforded your privacy, your personal space, not being heckled by everybody. You're human too. And I feel like people forget that celebrities are humans too, guys. They need their privacy. They're just normal. In this case, this heckler had heckled Mike Tyson for 45 minutes. First things first, Mike, I got to congratulate you because I ain't got 45 minutes in me. I got a couple seconds. And look, I said leave me alone, dog. What you trying to do?
Mike had 45 minutes, gave this boy some mushrooms to calm him down. And usually now, if you've never taken shrooms, I've never taken shrooms, but I've heard stories and rumors. If you've taken them, they're supposed to be an antidepressant. So they're supposed to bring you down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be like, all right, cool, I'm cooling. Eyes a little low, feeling good, chilling. That's how it's supposed to be. Meanwhile, the complete opposite happened. I don't know what Mike had in them shrooms, but the energy went from 20 to 45 like that. It was crazy. The boy heckled him so much that Mike had to turn around, slap him, and he just started wailing on that boy. Wailed on him so long that the cameraman tried his best to break up the fight with words because he knew if he got too close, he was next. So the goddamn topic of the week goes to Mike Tyson. Hey, man, I ain't even mad at what you did, man. I said clean them up. They're going to mess with you and they ain't going to leave you alone. You were provoked, you were antagonized, and you had to do what you had to do to handle your business, man. But that's been the goddamn topic of the week. But, man, coming up next, man, we've got some amazing, amazing, amazing interviews, performers, and performances coming up for you guys. But without further ado, coming up next is Sholonce Royale. Who is Sholonce Royale? The fighting siren. And if you don't know who Sholonce is, take a look at this.
For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed.
And by the way, it's Sholonce.
Hello, sweets out there. You know, on a day-to-day basis, you could just refer to me as Shalandra Royal. But when I'm on stage, I would like for you to refer to me as Sholondra Royale. But hey, when I'm in the wrestling ring, you must refer to me as wrestling's best musical diva, the fighting siren, Sholonce Royale. Yes, somehow I've been able to combine both my passion of music and pro wrestling together. So there's definitely more than meets the eye, so I definitely recommend that you follow me on my journey of Sholonce Royale.
Wow. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Sholonce Royale. Oh, man. How you doing, Sholonce? It's good to see you, man. Hey, please have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. This is going to be a treat. Hey, don't you guys go nowhere, because right after this commercial break, I got Sholonce Royale in the building here tonight.
Hello, you're Royal with Gaining Financial Services. There's 3 things you can do if you have no credit. We know it can be hard to establish credit if you don't have any, but there are a few steps you can follow to start building. One of the easiest ways to build credit is by becoming an authorized user on a family member or a friend's credit card. You can also apply for a secured credit card. Secured credit cards are a great way to build credit if you don't have any. These credit cards are usually easier to qualify if your credit history is poor. Okay, so you pay your rent, utility bill, and your cell phone bill every month. So why don't you get credit for it? There are some companies that can help you to add your utility bill, cell phone, and your rent to your credit report. Some of these tools are free, and some other financial institutions offer credit building tools, but they might charge a monthly fee. For more information, contact us at 188-223-0081. Enjoy this weather. See ya. Hello, you're Royal with Gaining Financial Services. There's 3 things you can do if you have no credit. We know it can be hard to establish credit if you don't have any, but there are a few steps you can follow to start building. One of the easiest ways to build credit is by becoming an authorized user on a family member or a friend's credit card. You can also apply for a secured credit card. Secured credit cards are a great way to build credit if you don't have any. These credit cards are usually easier to qualify if your credit history is poor. Okay, so you pay your rent, utility bill, and your cell phone bill every month. So why don't you get credit for it? There are some companies that can help you to add your utility bill, cell phone, and your rent to your credit report. Some of these tools are free, and some other financial institutions offer credit building tools, but they might charge a monthly fee. For more information, contact us at 188-223-0081. Enjoy this weather. See ya.
Take my mind where it's never gone before. Excuse me as I kiss the sky.
What is going on, everybody? I am the pharmacist, Mr. Got What You Need, and I told you I was going to bring those sponsors. It's the crazy maniacs I've been talking about. C3W, we have the CEO, Rich Dollars, Rich, and we have the man, the president, the owner himself, Casey Casino Hayes. Guys, we want to say thank you guys all for sponsoring us here. And hey, late night at the pharmacy, don't you forget to miss us every weekend, Friday at 7 p.m. Roku Live, YouTube Live, and streaming in 12 countries from here to Africa. International, baby, we've gone international. We just want to say thank you for all you guys have done, your contributions. These are our sponsors, C3 freaking W.
W, baby. Late night with the pharmacist, baby.
Good part.
Crafty guy.
Thank you.
He grills, he does amazing things, the best grapes ever.
And he made sure that my husband had his plant-based feast every single day.
Take my mind where it's never gone before. Excuse me as I kiss the sky.
ado, ladies and gentlemen, Sholonce Royale. Man, oh man, Sholonce, I got to say thank you for making that trip, because you came all the way from GA, man.
I did.
That is a major trip. And for people that don't know, this woman right here is an opera singer, and she's a wrestler. Not any wrestler. She's the hottest women's wrestler on the independent market, period. Like, period. Waves all over the place.
Okay.
First time I saw you was in C3W land, but ever since I've seen you there, I've not been able to see you anywhere.
You're gonna have to see me.
It's impossible not to see. So they call you the Fighting Siren. Tell me why they call you the Fighting Siren.
Because I have a voice like a siren. You know, when you hear me, you know, we mentioned before, like the Odyssey. You know, when the sirens are singing.
The first time I ever heard anything about a siren in general, and if you people have never heard of a siren, go read you a book. I was in elementary school. We had to read the Iliad and the Odyssey.
Yeah.
In the Odyssey, the main character, he's on a boat, and they're going past this island, and they hear the most beautiful sound. Like, the sound is amazing. You hear me?
Just come to the...
And then they came to the island, and the jokers that went to the island, they didn't make it back because the sirens ate them alive.
Yeah.
And that's how you eat your opponents in the ring. Literally eat them alive. I need to know. I need to know, how does Sholonce Royale get into wrestling or anything like that? How did you come up with your name, the Fighting Siren?
So I, it's kind of like a long story, but needless to say, you know, about like crashing on the rocks and those guys died, you know. So I was actually influenced by my ex-fiance. So I was engaged at one point, and the relationship was going down the hill. And you know how it is when you're trying to save like a relationship, you're trying to do anything with them. So he's like, well, you should just come to judo and jiu-jitsu with me. And I guess he thought that I wasn't gonna come, but you know, I was like, I love he, I'm gonna go. And I went and I fell in love with it.
Oh, wow.
So he stopped going. He was like a IT dude. He ended up getting hired for like the school district, so he couldn't like make it. You know, it's whatever. Wish him luck, whatever. But anyway, so about me, I went to training. I kept getting better and better, and eventually I had to stop. I decided to finish college. And then I somehow met someone who talked about backyard wrestling, and they asked if I wanted to participate because I had martial arts training. And I said, let me finish college first, and I did, and I wanted to lose the weight that I gained in college, so I kept my promise, and I started training for backyard wrestling. And then I'm like, why am I doing this for free?
I'm
getting beat up and everything for free, so I went
in the face for free. Nope,
you know,
ain't gonna do it.
right? Especially when there's like other things that I could be doing, but for some reason I just like beating up on people.
And
you
getting
know,
beat back.
Yeah, you know, got to keep it interesting.
You gotta square it up with it. We're gonna square it up. We're gonna go there. I'm gonna say it like this. I don't know where you are, brother, but you messed up leaving her. I don't know what you was thinking.
Tell him.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't know what you was thinking. This woman right here was the first woman to ever appear on AEW's pay-per-view. And what was she doing? She was singing the national anthem.
I was.
So how in the world do you get that opportunity? Because on that card was one of the most legendary matches in history, Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega. How in the world did you land a slot on AEW's main the first ever pay-per-view?
I call it luck, but for me, the definition of luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
I like that.
So
perfect timing.
Perfect timing. So I went to school, I performed, I did whatever, and then eventually I came to a wrestling school, which is now called the Nightmare Factory, but it was once the
QT Marshall.
QT Marshall,
That's
the
head owner.
One Fall Power Factory. So I went there, and one day in training, he was joking. He said, "Oh, I saw Cody Rhodes made like a Twitter post about asking whether or not someone wanted to sing the national anthem that was an independent wrestler." And he was like, "I almost said you, but I don't know how you feel about performing in 10,000 people." And I was like, well, I performed around the world, and I'm sure, there's a lot of people, so I don't mind it. Now, keep in mind, though, opera is different for me than just like regular style singing. I get super nervous when I have to sing like anything that's outside of opera.
Because those are considered ballads, correct? They're not necessarily some are ballads, which is a whole nother entity by itself.
And the national anthem is like a whole different entity, and in general, it's just one of those weird songs that has like no consistent melody. You know, you may start low and it gets really high. You might sound ratchet when you go really high. So, you know, you just never know. It's just a difficult song. So I'm like, sure, I'll do it. But on the inside, I was like, you know, they may not even choose me. I hope they don't choose me. And they did. I sang, they sent it to the Young Bucks, and, you know, all of them had to approve it. And apparently they did. They really liked me. And that's how I ended up there. And I'm super thankful for the opportunity. I want a redo, though, because that national anthem was a little shaky. I want a redo, though. because I can do so much better.
Oh yeah, and speaking of which, I know they must have loved you enough because I've seen you plenty of times on AEW Dark. Someone that really loves you is Taz. That boy be going off for you. He's like, Taz be going off for you, boy. That's my homie. Taz is my homie. Taz, you know what's good. Man, look, they love you enough to where I've seen that Mortal Kombat video that I saw, when you sung to that girl and she passed out in the ring, boy, I lost it. I lost it completely. So I have to ask this question now.
Okay.
You said you sing opera. How in the world do you get into opera? Because that's what they call a dying sport. Not that many people can still master that unique craft called opera. How did you get into opera? Who introduced you into opera, and what made you say, damn, I'm actually really good at this. I want to pursue this.
Well, I always loved music. I always loved listening to music. I always liked singing. You know, my mom, she sang too, but she never really pursued it. So I'm like, I'm going to make my mom proud. So in elementary school, I sang. I got to middle school. I actually didn't want to be in chorus, but somehow I ended up in it. But it was probably the best thing that happened to me because I didn't like my voice because it was different. And growing up in a black neighborhood, I grew up in a hood, you know, like
who didn't?
Right. So it's like you're used to like the gospel runs for days, and here it is. I'm over there sounding like an old woman.
Church hymns, boy.
Right.
You know, old Negro spirituals, we go to that deep down in that south.
But it wasn't me. I know, like, I mean, I can wade now, but at the time I wasn't wading. I didn't know what the water was.
Shoot, I was trying to get my toe in there. It's a little cold. That's a little cold, boy.
But I tried. I went to middle school. I was like, I hate my voice. I don't know why I don't sound like, however, I don't know what I was comparing myself to. But it was my middle school teacher that told me, well, you have more of an operatic classical voice, so you should lend your talents to that. So she told me what I needed to do when I got in high school, and I just listened. And I won plenty competitions, and eventually I found out that, oh, someone will pay me to go to college to sing. And that's what happened. And I'm like, well, first generation college student here, because my mom certainly didn't have the money.
That's amazing. What college did you end up going to?
So I finished at Wesleyan College in Macon, Georgia.
Gotcha.
But I started at the time, I think it was like Macon State, just to get some courses out of the way.
Just to get some
and I went to
courses.
Mercer University where...
Oh, Mercer, okay.
Yeah, that's where like opera really set in for me. Because I went from like being a big fish in a small pond to being like, you know...
A big fish with a bunch of other big fish.
With a whole bunch of big
And then you
fish.
get to see who's the shark.
Yeah, and I was not a shark. I was like a little guppy. Because believe it or not, I had to medically withdraw from Mercer. I got so stressed out. Real life hit. I had to medically withdraw. I kept getting really sick and like throwing up and stuff. So like my vocal folds were burned.
Oh, they literally shot. It literally shot your vocals.
Yeah. So I just medically withdrew, and I was like, well, you know what? I considered Wesleyan. So I'm like, let's try Wesleyan. If not, I'll just go back to Mercer. And I stayed.
Hey, the rest is literally history. So now I have to ask this question for you. How did you incorporate your opera with wrestling? How do you even put that together? Like, you've got two different careers. I'm a singer that does opera, and then I also am a wrestler. How did you put that together to build your gimmick to being the fighting siren?
Kind of by accident. Like, so when I first started, I knew I wanted to have a music gimmick, but I just didn't know how to do it. And what really inspired me to just figure it out was, you know, I was on All In. I came back for All Out for the Women's Battle Royal. And then a few months later, maybe the next month, I did my very first AEW Dark. And that's when AEW Dark was actually something. I'm not saying it's nothing now, but I had a whole entrance and everything. They treated us like really a part of the show. And then I didn't get called back.
So how did that make you feel, honestly? Because looking at your performances, and I've heard the rumors. I'm in the wrestling world. I know what's going on. I hear your name pop up too much for you not to be where you feel like you want to be, or however that may look. Why do you feel like they didn't call you back specifically?
So at the time, I wrestled under like my real name, Sholondra Royal, or Sholondra Royal, my stage name, which is my real name. But that's what it was. It was just that. Like, I did my job. I went out there and made whoever I was wrestling look good. Oh, she was cute, adorable, and went on my way. I didn't stand out. So that forced me to kind of look on the inside to figure out, like, what's going on. Like, I train. I'm one of the few women that really takes this seriously. Like, why wasn't this a thing? So the quarantine happened shortly after. And so for a lot of people, they were like, oh, the quarantine is just like this cage. You can't go anywhere. But it was a cocoon for me. So I sat there and I was like, how can I stand out? And what a lot of people don't know, I spent some time in South Korea. And I was like one of the few little caramel chocolate chips over there. And I had like this blonde hair. And they would be like, ooh, Beyonce. And I was like,
You know, well, that's a good compliment. Far from it. But I took it, and then one of my friends, we went into like a club, and they let me in for free, and one of my friends came behind and was like, make way for Sholonce. And I was like, yeah. So when during the quarantine happened, I was like, it's time for Sholonce to come out, because they're obviously not taking me seriously.
They better part that Red Sea for you.
They better. Or else I'm gonna make them crash on some rocks. And that's what happened. I trained, I changed my gear. I used to have like long tights, but I decided to, let some cake out a little bit, and they paid attention. So with the cake out, the voice out, and I started beating people up at the same time, I'm just saying.
You said, look, I'm gonna make sure y'all see this. Y'all see it. You'll see what you like. You like it. You're like, all right, cool.
Yes, Southern cooking and genetics helped me out, and I was just hiding it. So.
Oh man, that's funny. That's a funny story. So last question. I'm gonna wrap it up here. You're currently a women's heavyweight champion. You're the IWA Belladonna's first ever women's heavyweight champion. How does it feel to hold that belt and have that prestige in that weight?
You said heavyweight. Are you trying to say I'm thick?
I mean. You out there showing the leg. I mean, look, she's thicker than a schnickle. If you ask the boy over here. But no, how does it feel to hold those belts, and how does it feel to have a wrestling promotion really focus on you?
It feels really good. I mean, I currently don't have the belt right now, but it really felt good to know like they really invested in me and saw and just let me do what I wanted to with it. And I feel like I really did bring something to IWA. And I'm the first. There will never be another first. I'm actually really good at accomplishing a lot of firsts. So it only seemed fitting. So. Man,
well, speaking of first, since you're at Late Night at the Pharmacy and you said you sing opera, I got to hear something. Can you do something for us here?
Okay, of course.
You sure?
Sholonce is always ready.
Oh, you say, all right, since she already is ready, well then shoot, after this commercial break, you can holler at me and your boy, and you can see Sholonce Royale right here on our stage performing live an opera ballad, right? Give us a couple A-B selections real quick. Hey, don't you guys go not a damn bit of nowhere, because Late Night at the Pharmacy is next.
Hello, you're Royal with Gaining Financial Services. There's 3 things you can do if you have no credit. We know it can be hard to establish credit if you don't have any, but there are a few steps you can follow to start building. One of the easiest ways to build credit is by becoming an authorized user on a family member or a friend's credit card. You can also apply for a secured credit card. Secured credit cards are a great way to build credit if you don't have any. These credit cards are usually easier to qualify if your credit history is poor. Okay, so you pay your rent, utility bill, and your cell phone bill every month. So why don't you get credit for it? There are some companies that can help you to add your utility bill, cell phone, and your rent to your credit report. Some of these tools are free, and some other financial institutions offer credit building tools, but they might charge a monthly fee. For more information, contact us at 1-888-223-0081. Enjoy this weather. See ya. Hello, you're Royal with Gaining Financial Services. There's 3 things you can do if you have no credit. We know it can be hard to establish credit if you don't have any, but there are a few steps you can follow to start building. One of the easiest ways to build credit is by becoming an authorized user on a family member or a friend's credit card. You can also apply for a secured credit card. Secured credit cards are a great way to build credit if you don't have any. These credit cards are usually easier to qualify if your credit history is poor. Okay, so you pay your rent, utility bill, and your cell phone bill every month. So why don't you get credit for it? There are some companies that can help you to add your utility bill, cell phone, and your rent to your credit report. Some of these tools are free, and some other financial institutions offer credit building tools, but they might charge a monthly fee. For more information, contact us at 1-888-223-0081. Enjoy this weather. See ya.
right?
Crafty guy.
Thank you.
He grills, he does amazing things. The best grapes ever.
And he made sure that my husband had his plant-based feast every single day.
Take my mind where it's never gone before. Excuse me as I kiss the sky.
What is going on, everybody? I am the pharmacist, Mr. Got What You Need, and I told you I was going to bring those sponsors. It's the crazy maniacs I've been talking about. C3W, we have the CEO, Rich Dollars, Richard, and we have the man, the president, the owner himself, Casey Casino Hayes. Guys, we want to say thank you guys all for sponsoring us here. And hey, late night at the pharmacy, don't you forget to miss us every weekend, Friday at 7 p.m. Roku Live, YouTube Live, and streaming in 12 countries from here to Africa. International, baby. We've gone international. We just want to say thank you for all you guys have done, your contributions. These are our sponsors, C3 freaking W.
Baby. Late night with the pharmacist, baby.
Welcome back. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Sholonce Royale.
your wishes could come true after today. And should I put a word for you, and should I say an extra kitty, I wanna just an inch away. I wanna lie. A horse with wings. I wanna think of things like that and other things. I want two brothers, one who laughs and one who sings. I hope the future brings a horse with wings. I wanna know the things they told me way back then were really so. I wanna make a little mark before I go, not barely just get by. I wanna fly.
You talk, wow. I ain't never taken my glasses off once on this show. I have a newfound love for opera. You got to give it up for Sholonce Royale one time. Like, that is phenomenal. I don't care what you say. That girl that's a serious talent right there. Hey, but keeping this thing going along, man, coming up next, I got Ahmad Latif coming all the way from Fayetteville, North Carolina. And if you don't know who Ahmad Latif is, please just take a look at this. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Ahmad Latif. Well, I'm going to stand up for this one, boy. Well, I'm going to stand up for this one, boy. What's going on, big dog? Oh, boy. Man, welcome to Late Night at the Pharmacy, man. Have a seat here, man. Have a seat. Speaking of have a seat, hey, don't you do
watch TV, I watch the city, watch me. Ain't never lax, you should see what I keep in my sight. I just came up on some racks, good part.
Crafty guy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
He grills, he does amazing things. The best grapes ever.
And he made sure that my husband had his plant-based feast every single day.
Take my mind where it's never gone before. Excuse me as I kiss the sky.
What is going on, everybody? I am the pharmacist, Mr. Got What You Need, and I told you I was going to bring those sponsors. It's the crazy maniacs I've been talking about. C3W, we have the CEO, Rich Dollars, Richard, and we have the man, the president, the owner himself, Casey Casino Hayes. Guys, we want to say thank you guys all for sponsoring us here. And hey, late night at the pharmacy, don't you forget to miss us every weekend, Friday at 7 p.m. Roku Live, YouTube Live, and streaming in 12 countries from here to Africa. International, baby. We've gone international. We just want to say thank you for all you guys have done, your contributions. These are our sponsors, C3 freaking W.
Late night with the pharmacist, baby.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I got Ahmad Latif right here, boy. I'm gonna shake your hand again, because man, it's been too long. I've known you for years.
Facts.
We done put in some work together,
That's
brother.
a fact. That's
and
a fact.
I've literally watched your career from the beginning to currently the mogul and the massive man that you are in this world, this tiny little world that we call Earth.
Man, I appreciate that. That's a lot of pressure. You mogul, that's a big word.
Man, look. It is what it is. I don't give you nothing but the facts. Like I told you, man, pharmacists got people in people's places that people are at.
I heard.
And I know what's going on. You, man. See, that's all I'm trying to say. Speaking of hearing about something, I've been hearing about you everywhere. Unlike, not just in the little immediate circle that I have, but literally everywhere. Who is Ahmad Latif? How is Ahmad Latif doing? And what is Ahmad Latif?
Man,
what is Ahmad Latif?
Ahmad Latif is just a guy just like you and me. You know what I'm saying? That's just, found his purpose in life and just chasing it, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm from Fayetteville, like you, man, I'm kind of from everywhere, Pops was in the military, so we was everywhere, but Fayetteville was like the main place that, from every type of memory that you can have, if my mom watching, I'm sorry, but, virginity, you know what I'm saying? A lot of all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, and yeah, then we met Raleigh College.
You know what time it is, St. Aug University, baby.
But yeah, I'm just a brother like you and me out here,
So it's funny that you mentioned that. You said North Carolina, St. Augustine's University. Like I said, that's where we got a chance to meet.
For sure.
There's a lot of great friends that we've had, and we've had still great relationships, and I'm happy to have that relationship still with you to this day. When you left college, music wasn't on your mind in a sense, or it was in a sense on your mind, but you weren't pushing for it. You actually went into the military. Why did you detour from college, your music, and say, you know what? Let me go into the military. Let me take a chance here. Let me see if there's something else out there. Do I like anything else? Why did you decide to go that route?
So, that detour was very, very short. Like, I did take a break from music just because I had to, but I really didn't, But I got to college. I joined the ROTC program to help pay for school. And my pops is in the military. He kind of got me in the St. Aug. I just... At that time, I was just like, I like the situation with the military, just getting the college interest and things like that, So I was just like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna just go to National Guard, just go for a couple months, come back to school and do my thing. But music was still, it was still in the forefront. I was just like, I got to figure out how to make this work. But long story short, I went to basic 5 months, came back, and I was just like, and Dijon here, I made a whole mixtape like the first month I got back, and I was just like, yeah, this Army thing is not for me. I let my dad have it, so yeah.
You know, it's crazy. Dijon actually did a show for us, Triple Detail, and shout out to Triple Detail. That's one of our sponsors. Y'all know what time it is. But I got to ask this question. So You're in the military, you get out the military, and now you're at a point to where it's like, all right, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna pursue? How did you get to the point to where now your first project's coming out?
Yeah. So my thing is like my transition from the military, really, it was just like I just stopped showing up. You got to show up each month to the,
right.
You know, it just got to a point after a few months, and I was just like, I really don't, I can't see myself doing this for life. So you know, something that you know, at that point, that's when I made the decision where, you know, like I'm willing to do anything to get what I really want. You know what I'm saying? So, but I came back from basic. Spent all my money that I saved up, bought some music equipment, got the apartment, recorded my first actually no, my second. I'm tripping. My second mixtape. I made my first one before I went. Came back and made the second one. So, you know, and after I made the second one, College in the Dream 2, it's just been on from there. But since I started making music at 13, it's not been a year where I never dropped music. You know what I'm saying? So. Wow. It's always been consistent. I never went a whole year without, you know what I'm saying? So
you said something that's very key there. You said that you went out and bought your own equipment.
For sure.
So most people and most artists that come across my palette, my plate, or whatever you want to call it, they always say, hey, I'm trying to get studio time, or how do I get studio time? And the first thing I tell them is the reference that I heard from Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, when I was watching this interview, when he said, look, if you take yourself serious as an artist, you'll invest in yourself as an artist. You'll go buy that equipment. You'll go buy the pop filter. You'll go buy what you need so you can have it in-house. So can't nobody tell you you can't make that song.
For sure.
You can't sound like that. It sounds okay, but we'll throw it in the background.
Right.
You have full control.
Right, that's a fact. That's a fact. And I started that from, like, my mom, my mom she's an artist as well. She used to do poetry, and she still do poetry, and she wrote a few books. She's an author as well.
Wow.
So she's like the super creative side of things, but she always, well, both my parents, but you know, they really, you know, let me embrace my creativity.
So you got it from your mama.
You know, you can say that, you know what I'm saying, but they let me turn my closet, you know, my closet into a recording booth, and like this was like freshman, sophomore year, and you know, they looking at me like I'm crazy, like, yo, where your clothes at? Like, you know, it's foamed, like, just like, you know, that's when what's that movie where they put the foam all on the wall? I forgot the movie, but Hustle and Flow, yeah. When it went to Burger King, me and my man Gerard went to Burger King, got all the cup trays and put them up there, spray painted it black. But they let me rock out, like, you know. So that, and you know, at that time, my dad, when he used to go overseas, this is their first time hearing this. But my mom used to go to work. Sometimes I used to have people come over, and they used to pay me to, you know, I record their song and all that stuff. Because at that time, recording yourself, it existed, but that it was just becoming a new thing, like, you know what I'm saying? I had the fat PC, like, you know what I'm saying?
Had that dyno, had that big old dyno.
Yeah, so, you know.
Not quite dial-up connection. We kind of advanced a little bit from that.
Yeah,
But it was almost,
it was not too long past that.
Almost touched it.
Like about 3 years after the dial-up, pretty much. Man, I got started.
Speaking of dialing up, that's exactly what you ended up doing with your career, because you were going under another name, Chai. Yeah, you transcended from Chai to Ahmad Latif.
Yeah.
How did you transcend from using that name and going with Ahmad Latif? Because we've seen artists do this before. Perfect example, Titty Boy transitioning into 2 Chainz.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to go with a name change? And it's clearly benefited you in major ways.
For sure.
So how were you able to have the wisdom to say, all right, it's time to make some changes, and this change could transcend me to the next level, which is exactly what it did?
Well, I mean, Shy came from, that was just a nickname because I used to live in Chicago before we moved to Fayetteville. So when I got here, you know, everybody asked my name. Ahmad is just hard to pronounce for some reason for everybody. So, hey, man, where you from? In the South, wherever you came from, that's what they call you. Like, you came from Texas, they gonna call you Big Tex, Little Tex, whatever.
Call me Louis.
Yeah, see, you know, so that's just how the South operates. So they just start calling me Shy, and I just went with that. And then, you know, after I changed it when I got back from basic to Ahmad Latif, just off pure belief in myself, because I was, you know, really, I was like, I'm not really, at this point, I don't really consider myself from Chicago. I don't want to go to Chicago, man, this dude ain't from Chicago. Like, you know what I'm saying? I did live there for a big portion of my life, but it's just not what I felt represented me, right, at the time. So,
got you.
You know, what's better than your name yourself, you know?
Right, because speaking of representation, you've represented Fayetteville in a way that I've only seen literally 2 other artists do. They put you on the Mount Rushmore of artists when it comes to Fayetteville. They call you guys the Holy Trinity: J. Cole, Ahmad Latif, Moray.
How does it feel to get that kind of a title? How does that feel to carry your city on your back? You know, you have a song that says, you watch the city watching, you watch the city, I watch the city watch me. So how does that transcend? Because those lyrics are legitly what's happening right now.
I mean, man, it's definitely an honor to be, because of course Cole, you know, that's one of my biggest inspirations, especially back in I heard about him during MySpace. Like, I think that's the time frame he got signed. We was still on MySpace era and all that stuff. But he you know, that the warm up mixtape really did a lot for me, as far as like, all right, this is what I really want to do. You know what I'm saying? And but yeah, so now fast forward to, you know, for me to keep going and be at this point where people put me. I don't put myself in that big of a category, but you know, but it's
people
an honor.
put you there. You didn't put yourself there. So I take that back. You put yourself there. The people gave that name and that title to you. That's not nothing you gave to yourself. But what you did, what title you did give, was Build Promises. Build Promises is, I'm not going to say my favorite project, but it's damn sure close to my favorite. That's my favorite project. I'm not going to lie to you. Specifically, in one of the songs, I believe it was the Roy Ayers cover, My Life, My Life, My Life. At the end, there's a young lady that gets to speak, and she says that Ahmad, you know, he left the city, but he said he left because he had so many people that were trying to get him to trust him that he stopped trusting in people. She was like, what in the world does that even mean? And you know what? I got to thinking, what in the world does that mean? Can you please explain to me what that means when your people are trying to get you to trust them so much? Dog, I got your back. I got you, man. Look, roll with me. I got you, man. And eventually that fades away.
For sure.
How does that happen?
That was during the time frame where I went to New York, and I started recording in real studios at that point, Quad Studios, the same studio that Tupac got shot at, you know, unfortunately. But, you know, super famous studio. But during that time, of course, this is really my first time away from home like that, like, especially, you know, in the environment of New York City, and then, you know, coming Fayetteville, Raleigh area, you know, it's just a difference. But I was just reflecting on everything from, you know, that I was going through leading up to that, you know what I'm saying? And then, but a lot of people, I've been doing this for a long time, so and a lot of people, I'm gonna do this for you, man. I know this person, they gonna, like, you the one, you gotta, you know. And at a certain time, I used to feed into that, like, you know what I'm saying. And then when things didn't fall through, like that, I would feel that. And then, you know, after when I got out there, you know, I just had a new mindset about everything, like, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, I decide what I'm gonna be excited about, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, like opportunities like this, like, you know, you hit me about this, and I was like, I really like what you're doing, like, this is something I can, you know, I see myself a part of. So, you know, yeah, man, I don't know if that really answers that question. That's a really good question. I really got to think about that too, like, even afterwards.
Hey, Late Night in the Pharmacy, we're gonna nail you with some questions. You're gonna be like, wait a minute, hold up. Hold on. As a matter of fact, we're gonna do it to you over here. So, a couple more questions. We're gonna wrap this up, okay? So, you've transcended on. You've got the streams, you've got the views. You're on all these streaming platforms. You're everywhere. If you don't know, catch them on all streaming platforms. Your most recent project, Sweet 16s, that's currently out. How did you go ahead and go about getting this thing together? It's only a couple songs, a quick little EP, but it's how I like to say, a throwback in a sense, because people don't get on other people's songs like they used to and rip them tracks real quick and then toss them out. Lil Wayne's the king of that. So what made you want to go to that little retro style right there and drop that project? That
was actually just a random project that, you know, it was just like some of those songs on there was recorded like years ago. Like, you know, it was just like songs that was just sitting there that I knew they had to get out somehow, some way, you know, just freestyles. You know, like one of the freestyles, I said, like, this is like 2015 new artist or something like that, you know. So that showed the age on it. But so I was a little bit scared about that, putting it out, because I'm like, man, I don't want them, my bars and got way up since 2015. I hope they don't, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, but my people said, like, yo, they haven't heard it before, so it's old to you, new to them. So I was just like, let me just throw it out there. So
you've got some hit singles out here like Wishy Washy, Troy Day, which dedicated to your friend that passed away, Troy. You've got an amazing catalog. Like, literally, your catalog holds weight with the best of the best out here.
I appreciate it.
So, wrapping it up, here you got a new project coming out. Can you tell us real briefly about the new project?
For sure. I got a new project called Fay Areas coming out. Not sure the exact date, but we're looking at end of May. It's called Fay Area. We got some dope hitters that's gonna be on there, so definitely.
Oh, the Holy Trinity, boy, they got this joint going together. Okay.
It's gonna be the biggest one for sure.
I know it is. Because everything you've literally touched has been very, very big.
I appreciate it.
You've been in a lot of different arenas, from protesting out here in D.C. You've got to change yourself and put yourself in a bunch of different arenas. And if you guys want to know more about Ahmad Latif, definitely go do some more research.
For sure.
Hey, you at Late Night at the Pharmacy, my guy.
For sure.
That's where you at, right?
For sure.
You here, right?
I'm here. We
here, right?
We here.
I gotta ask you a question.
What's up?
Bro, you can't leave my stage. You can't come here and not do something on my stage. Bro, you gotta do something for me. Can you do something?
For sure. Only if you let the best drummer in the world rock with me, Tavares Jordan rock with me.
Tavares Jordan is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
You know,
Wait a minute,
I heard he is.
We're talking about the beat producer. The man that's produced for some of the biggest names you've ever heard.
The one.
The one, Tavares Jordan.
The one.
You damn right he can perform. And hey, y'all heard it here, man. Hey, right after this commercial break, don't y'all go not a damn bit of nowhere. Ahmad Latif is here in the building. He's going to perform for us right here at Late Night at the Pharmacy.
Hello, you're Royal Buscanian Financial Services. There's 3 things you can do if you have no credit. We know it can be hard to establish credit if you don't have any, but there are a few steps you can follow to start building. One of the easiest ways to build credit is by becoming an authorized user on a family member or a friend's credit card. You can also apply for a secure credit card. Secure credit cards are a great way to build credit if you don't have any. These credit cards are usually easier to qualify if your credit history is poor. Okay, so you pay your rent, utility bill, and your cell phone bill every month. So why don't you get credit for it? There are some companies that can help you to add your utility bill, cell phone, and your rent to your credit report. Some of these tools are free, and some other financial institutions offer credit building tools, but they might charge a monthly fee. For more information, contact us at 1-888-223-0081. Enjoy this weather.
Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Ahmad Latif.
Yeah. This first joint called Wishy Washy. This from this little project we did a couple years ago. Yeah. You watch TV, I watch the city watch me. Ain't never lax, you should see what I keep in my psyche. I used to want some racks, she say I'm getting cocky. Cleaned up my acting, now she say I'm acting wishy-washy. I'm either getting sharper or you getting sloppy. You must forgot, I know you used to call my brother Poppy. But for that, I'll hold you down, that's only if you got me. But for that, I'll hold you down, that's only if you got me. I used to pull up in Volkswagen like it was Bugatti. Stay to myself because yo back then I ain't trust nobody. You ride with me back when they used to play my stuff on Foxy. 99, I felt like ain't no other brother stop me. On my grind, I'm back and forth from Fayetteville to Raleigh. I'm finna blow, you know you still was still my shawty. We used to smoke the Lauryn Hill, then I would kill you softly. Legs shaking, gave you chills when I was in your body. You did not want me to be famous, but you knew I probably turn my hobby into fame if I pursue it properly. Can't help to think if things was different, where would you and I be? If I won't live but DC, look at where this music got me. Yeah, I like that. If I won't live but look at where this. Yeah. You watch TV, I watch the city watch me. ain't never lax. You should see what I keep in my psyche. I just came up on some racks. She say I'm getting cocky. Cleaned up my act and now she say I'm acting wishy-washy. I'm either getting sharper or you getting sloppy. You must forgot I know you used to call my partner Poppy. But for that, I'll hold you down. That's only if you got me. I'll hold you down. That's only if you got me. It's only right. You know, right now it is Ramadan for sure. And we live at the pharmacy. We got Tavares Jordan on the drums. He produced this too, by the way. Yeah. 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 Oh, we live for sure. Yeah. Yo. Yeah. Today marks my 6th day of Ramadan. I'm on my Ramadan. Switched out my diamonds, put my conscience on. Hey yo, I'm trying to be on the same time that God be on. God willing, inshallah. See you at the top, came from my Quran. Yeah, real children of Israel. This is real. Went from picking bells to flipping bells to ticket sales. And my niggas yell when shit get real. If you sitting still, you living in hell. Yo, my stash box is reckless. Cashing out on blessings. Could've signed that 360 deal, but that was not objective. Yo, my fast brought in extras. I'm just cashing out these devils for protection. Got me praying towards this black box and mega facing east or west. No matter where we at, we paying peace and respect to all my G's, giving less snow meat inside my teeth, so no diseases in my flesh. Open doors from what I eat. That's my key to success.
I keep my hand both but on what they supposed to be. These chicks will get you sidetracked.
Shout out to S-Dot. I keep a holy Quran and a handgun. They playing foul outside. I'm talking. I keep
my hand both but on what they supposed to be.
I do.
These chicks will get you sidetracked and clap from close feet.
I keep a holy Quran and a handgun.
They playing foul outside.
We gonna do something new though. That's cool.
Pick Michael
we gotta
Jordan,
do one more.
University of North Carolina.
Yeah.
All right, how you feeling?
Don't kill my crew, I'm in a real good mood. Like familiar with me, I got kill with me. I have no fear, it's not real to me. You go here, you gotta deal with me. No matter where I go here, I got to bill with me. Before you talk about me, you gotta chill with me. You gotta build with me, pop a chill with me. He's that, he's this, y'all killing me. Don't kill my crew, I'm in a real good mood. I brought the cools out, I chopped the roofs out. It's hard to move around with niggas who don't move around. I used to ride with them, we ain't as cool now. They couldn't run with me, so they took the auto-tune route. There's nothing wrong with it, but something wrong with it. These niggas mad at me, they put me on lists. I did the song with it, did the song with me. I'ma die with it, I was born with it. I'm a song wizard, I get long with it. Me and y'all misses, we was Dawn sipping. Skin pulling off hand, keep palm mission. We gon' pill apart these bands till we done with it. Man, I'm down south Vegas. I ain't rich, but I cop a townhouse in the city. Hop out and get busy. I was independent, but his album sound crispy. Gotta ask Queasy, skin too easy. Not familiar with me, I got kill with me. I have no fear, it's not real to me. If you'll go here, you gotta deal with me. No matter where I go here, I got the bill with me. Before you talk about me, you gotta chill with me. You gotta build with me. What else? Pop chill with me. He's that, he's this, y'all killing me. Don't kill my crew, I'm in a real good mood. Yo, once again, my name is Ahmad Latif. This is Tavares Jordan. And we live at the pharmacy for sure. AC, I appreciate you. Yeah. That boy cold.
Damn, man, that's Ahmad Latif. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Woo! Man, what can I say? I'm worn out, man. I don't know if I can take any more, man. Welcome to Late Night at the Pharmacy. It's now turned into Goodbye at Late Night at the Pharmacy because we want to shout out our sponsors one more time. Special shout out to K&F Financial, Triple Detailing, Butler Cooking, K&F Financial, and Venue GPS. Hey, and also we can't forget about our brand new sponsor, TMI Fit. That's right, if you want to go get fit, go to TMIFit.com and mention the pharmacist to get 5% off on a discount. But hey, this has been Late Night at the Pharmacy, and you know to catch us here next week, same time, 7 p.m. Good night, everybody.